Hey everyone, I'm Mike from the parkprodigy.com, and on today's video I'm going to break down over 13 of our favorite tips and tricks for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I've done videos like this in the past, but this year for the first time I actually ran through all of the wait time data for every party from last year, and I was so surprised to learn that Halloween night was actually one of the slowest nights to visit Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So I do have a lot of really helpful and useful data in this video if you are in the process of planning that Walt Disney World trip to go to Disney World during Halloween season. You're going to want to watch this video. Just be sure to stick around until the end. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, I'm about to break down some of my favorite tips and tricks for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And so we're going to jump right in. We're going to start with tip number 1. And this is one of my oldie but goodies, but I would say if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck and the most out of your Halloween party ticket, you want to make sure that you show up and you are in the park for 4 p.m. Because with your ticket, you actually do get into this party starting at 4 p.m. And although the party doesn't officially start until 7 p.m., you could still get a lot done within those first 3 hours. Now, what a lot of families will do is they'll sort of try to take advantage of the Jack and Sally character meet and greet. And what I would say is if you're trying to take the full advantage of that, you probably need to show up, I would say 3 p.m. at the turnstiles, maybe a little bit earlier, as crazy as that sounds, because that meet and greet line can be crazy. And so there's an advantage to sort of being some of the first guests in that line. You can sort of avoid a long wait time, which we will break down a little bit later in this video. But even if you don't want to do the meet and greets, what I will also do is I'll show you some of the rides that can sort of save you the most time by getting them out of the way at, between 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. so that once the party starts, you can really enjoy it with more trick-or-treating, enjoy the parade, enjoy the fireworks, just again, really get what you're paying that special ticket event price for. So always make sure you show up early if you're trying to get the most out of it. Over to tip number 2, and I would say don't bank on the fact that you're going in early August and that means that you're necessarily going to have really low wait times for the ride. So what I did was I went and I looked at the wait time data from all of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties from 2025, and using that data I pretty much said, okay, what are the slowest, or what were the slowest dates in 2025? And what I thought was so interesting is it was not what I was expecting at all. 5 of the top 10 slowest days were in October, and not only that, the slowest day on an average wait time standpoint was October 30th, with the second slowest day being Halloween night, which was October 31st. So the 10 slowest days from 1st to 10th is October 30th, October 31st, in at number 3 is October 28th, in at number 4 is October 23rd, in at number 5 is October 19th, October 24th is 6, September 30th is 7, August 17th is 8, October 2nd is 9th, and September 2nd. Now, what are the 10 busiest nights? What were the 10 busiest nights in 2025? Well, the busiest night was actually September 23rd, which I would have never guessed. Second busiest was October 22nd, third is October 29th, fourth was October 5th, fifth was September 14th, then we have October 13th, September 12th, October 3rd, September 7th, and August 24th. And so when I break down, when we're doing sort of the averages, just so you guys have a general idea, right? Does it mean that if you go like on Halloween night, you're going to pretty much have no wait times for anything? No. The average for every single ride on September 23rd, which was the busiest, was 16 minutes. That was the average for, across all of the rides. When you look at October 30th, which was the slowest, it was 9 minutes. So, you're still going to be waiting. I'm just using data to say, like, based on the numbers, it was, slower. So there's a couple different things, right, to take away from this. Well, how would this be? Because you would think that, like, Halloween night, it sold out the fastest this year. It sold out the fastest last year. Like, that is the night that sells out the fastest. So why would it not be the busiest? And just my gut is telling me it sort of makes sense, because why is it probably selling out the fastest? Because a lot of Florida locals probably want to go and enjoy Disney on Halloween. Family friendly fun. It's just maybe something that they've done for years, and I know I personally would love to go to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party on Halloween night. But what does that mean? Well, if you're Florida locals, maybe it means that these are just folks that typically go to Walt Disney World a lot, so they're not as concerned with going on rides, versus a family who's planning an entire trip around coming down to Disney for Halloween, and you're trying to get everything done, which means you're going to want to go on the rides, do the trick-or-treating, see the parades, like you want to do it all. So in my opinion, that could have a lot to do with why the October dates are a little bit slower, especially really as you get closer to Halloween. The other thing I thought was interesting is that there are a lot of dates in August and September, and those are typically going to be your cheaper Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party ticket nights. So maybe folks are just sort of there shopping the deals, and in return that's sort of when they're planning their trips to try to get a better deal, but wait times are slightly higher during those dates. Just something I thought was interesting. Takeaways are, if you're going in August and you think like, hey, you're going to beat the crowds by going to, a cheaper ticket, just be prepared. You need to just have a plan. Does it mean you're not going to have a great time? No, but do you need a plan to make sure you get a lot done on your Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party night? Yes. On the flip side, if you booked like Halloween night and you're dreading it, thinking you're going to have a terrible time dealing with the crowds, hey, this is some good news for you planning your trip. I know that was a long one. Let's jump over to tip number 3. And this is another oldie but goodie, but if you're trying to get the most out of your Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party night, my honest opinion is to skip the table service dining during your party hours. So again, that 4 to 7 p.m. window is sort of your free, you're playing with house money. If you're going to do a sit-down restaurant like Be Our Guest or Cinderella's Royal Table, I would really try to do it during that window. And this will just allow you to get that much more done during your 5 hours of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party event. Okay, over to tip number 4, and I would say pick your parade spot ahead of time. So in the past, I've sort of given the tip like, hey, go to the 8:15 parade. It's typically going to be a little bit slower, but what I've personally have found over the past couple years is everyone sort of gets word of it, and then everyone starts going to the later parade. They're both going to be pretty slammed and pretty busy. What I would really say, the way that you sort of get around and so that you're not scrambling, no matter which parade that you pick, the 8:15 parade or the 11:15 parade, is look on a map of the parade route and sort of have a general idea in mind of where you want to see this parade from. This way, during your party night, you're not like scrambling, asking cast members, where does the parade start? Where are we going to see it? You already have your spot picked out. And I would say if you're on Main Street, you probably have to go there an hour before the parade starts. Just my honest opinion, for a decent spot. My wife and I have personally sat for like 2 to 3 hours just to get the perfect parade spot, where I'm talking like you get up and you literally can't walk because your body is just stuck in that position. But I've done it, and I'm telling you, we've said like, hey, okay, we'll just go there an hour, but then we show up to the party and we see people sitting there at 6 o'clock for the 8:15 parade, and we're like, all right, well, I guess we don't have a choice if we want this spot. That's why I would say be prepared, have your spot in mind. Over to tip number 5, and I would say time your trick-or-treating for later at night if possible. So especially early on in the evening, a lot of the trick-or-treat lines can be extremely long, but if you're able to make it to the party, if you know you're staying till 12 a.m. when the party closes, then you can typically go and get shorter trick-or-treat lines later in the evening. I'm talking 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay, over to tip number 6, and same thing with the parade, but now for the fireworks. Get your fireworks spot early, especially if you want to see Jack Skellington, which sort of hosts the fireworks show. So this runs at 10 p.m. Confirm the 2026 wait time, please, just because Disney has not released any of the sort of live maps or anything like that yet, but typically it's around 10 p.m. I would say definitely be sure to claim your spot, again, a full hour before the fireworks even starts. And what you'll probably have to do is claim your spot for both the parade and the fireworks, possibly all in one. But this will really give you the best chance of seeing Jack Skellington, which is going to be in front of Cinderella's castle. Over to tip number 7, don't forget that some of the rides have specific ride overlays. One of the really popular ones is going to be Space Mountain, which is completely dark. Also be prepared for that. If you have kids who are going on Space Mountain but they're scared of the dark, might not be the best time to ride it, because it really is, I'm talking like pitch black, completely different from the already dark ride that we are used to. Over next, we have the Mad Tea Party with spooky lighting. We have Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, but there are some cool ride overlays that you do need to be aware of. But sticking with rides, over to tip number 8, and I would say avoid specific rides during the party. These are the rides that typically will have the longer average wait times during the party, and I have them for you so you don't have to go scrambling and doing all the research on your own. The 5 rides that you want to try to avoid during the party to save the most time is going to be the Tron Light Cycle Run, which has an average wait time of 36 minutes. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train has an average wait time of 28 minutes. Haunted Mansion has an average wait time of 24 minutes, Peter Pan's Flight with the average of 22 minutes, and then Space Mountain with the average of 16. Now, of course, I just told you to go on Space Mountain. This is just what the data suggests. It's the same thing with the Haunted Mansion, right? Am I telling you, like, it's a Halloween party? Should you not go on the Haunted Mansion? No, but you see what I'm getting at here. You sort of need to be prepared, pick and choose your battles, because if you're trying to see and do it all, it's going to be tough if you don't have a plan. I would, again, plan around whichever ones you can get out of the way earlier in the night, and then you'll just sort of be set up for success later on, and you can still get on, some of your favorite rides during the party. And the reason why this is so important and having a plan is, you can see we're talking about parades, fireworks, rides, right? That doesn't even include the character meet and greets, which is my number 9 tip, and how you really do need to be realistic about how much you can get done within one night at Mickey's Not So Scary, especially if you're trying to see and do it all. The lines for the character meet and greets can be insane. We've already spoken about Jack and Sally. Jack and Sally can easily have one of the longest lines of the night. We clocked it on opening night last year, was easily over 3 hours, 205 minutes to be exact. But I would say really on average, depending on the time you're going, you're probably going to be waiting between 60 to 75 minutes. We've seen the Elvis Stitch top over an hour. We definitely waited close to that 3 hours for Jack and Sally. I know that. And then we waited another 45 minutes for Winnie the Pooh. You could see there, like, that's almost 4 hours of our night was just doing character meet and greets. So you need to be prepared for this. And what I would say is one of the best ways to get, the character meet and greets done is if you're not crazy about the parade or fireworks, that's actually the best time to go and do the character meet and greets with very low waits, because everyone's on Main Street watching the parade, watching the fireworks. It's the same thing for the rides. That's sort of the best time to go and experience the rides with low wait times as well. And if all of this seems way too complicated for you and you do need help planning an amazing Disney World vacation for your family, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com, or you can fill out the free quote form down below. You can get my help, my team's help, helping you plan an amazing stress-free family vacation to Walt Disney World. Okay, but over to the next tip, and this is one I personally learned the hard way last year, but dress for the Florida heat. Now, especially those events in August and September, we're saying like, hey, if you want to get the most out of it, show up, before 4 p.m. so you kind of have to wait to get into the park at 4 p.m., but you're waiting in the hot Florida sun. Like where the turnstiles are, there is no shade, and it was so hot last year. I'm pretty sure it was over 100 degrees, when the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party started. And this year it's probably going to be the same thing. The party starts a week earlier than it did last year. So you have to be prepared for this. If you're wearing costumes, stay hydrated. I would try to make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes, but really, really just be prepared for the hot Florida heat, because we want to see you guys have a good time, and not feel great during the party. Okay, another really fun one and a good one if for those families with older kids who can stay up till that 12 a.m., but you can catch the late Hocus Pocus show. And again, this is part of the planning to get the most out of it. There is one last Hocus Pocus show at exactly 12 a.m., and that is the Sanderson sisters will perform right in front of Cinderella's castle. The show runs multiple times throughout the night, so if like that's your thing and you want to see the Hocus Pocus show, but you're not staying till 12 a.m., no worries, just plan around it. There are other show times throughout the night, but we typically stay till 12 and we see it last thing. Over to tip number 12, and that is bring your own candy bag. So Disney does give you complimentary bags, but they are on the smaller side. You do get unlimited trick-or-treating, so if you do want to bring a larger trick-or-treat bag for your kids to enjoy, definitely bring one from home. There's also an allergy-friendly option, so if your kids are allergic, it doesn't mean that they have to sort of miss out on the fun. You'll see when you open up your Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party map, there's going to be specific allergy-friendly centers throughout the park. Typically, it's around Town Square Theater, and then over near Liberty Square, the ticket office over there, right to the right of the Hall of Presidents is typically where you'll find a lot of the allergy-friendly snacks. And then sticking with snacks, last but not least, make sure that you bring your appetite. I said skip the sit down dining. That's not because I'm telling you not to eat, but there are so many sort of exclusive treats that you can only get at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We look forward to it every year. And this year we've already spoken, and my wife and I have come up with our game plan for our Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And we're not going to sit on Main Street for 3 hours this time. We're getting a little too old for that. We're going to take a break. We're going to give our backs a break, and we're just going to pretty much try to eat every single snack that Disney has during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So that is our plan, filled in with the special dance parties that they have going on this year, filled in with some of our favorite rides. We'll definitely see the fireworks. My wife will probably convince me to go see the 11 o'clock parade, but we won't wait, a couple hours to see it. We'll pick a good spot, probably over in Frontierland, which is typically where you can get some really good last minute spots. But that is really it, everyone. Those are some of our favorite tips and tricks for getting the most out of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Like I said, I've done a ton of videos on this in the past. I've done live videos. If you are trying to figure out, if you're on the fence and you're trying to figure out if it's the right fit for you, or if you've already planned but you still want some more videos, just be sure to go check those out on our YouTube channel. Just type in the Park Prodigy Mickey's Not So Scary and they should all pop up. And of course, if you do want help planning that Disney World vacation, link in the show notes, or go check out theparkprodigy.com. And we really appreciate all the love and support. You would be supporting our small business, my family's small business, and we would go above and beyond to make sure you have an amazing family vacation. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you again so much for checking out this video, and until next time, I will talk to you soon.